Thank you. Thank you. Can we invite Dr. Vikram Lotwala? Yes, from Surat. He would be touching another very interesting topic that we are also interested in, and that is money. Money matters. Let me put it that way. Money matters. So let's hear from Dr. Vikram regarding his thoughts, his views. Sir, the stage is yours.
After the T20 like batting from the previous speakers, I'm just going to play like a test match batsman like Cheteshwar Pujara. Right? So how many of us wants to make money? Please raise your hand. Right? And right. So making money is not like T20. My topic would be more of a test match, and let us start. So this is a pure educational talk, and I'm not authorized financial advisor. Last week, one of the famous YouTuber has been fined 6 crore rupees. That is negotiated 6 crores, right? So I need to put this disclaimer. So let me start with the story. There is a king, apne Rajaji. Rajaji has a cat. He loves the cat. The cat is lost. And then Rajaji declares ke jo bhi cat la ke dega, usko main gold, I'll give gold. Right? Now our friend Ramu is a smart guy. He finds the cat. और आके बोलता है कि Rajaji, I found your cat. Now give me price. So the king offers gold to to Ramu. Ramu is a smart guy. He said, "मेरे को gold नहीं चाहिए. Give me grains of rice." And I've got a chessboard with me. And on the first block, you put one grain of rice. On the second, double it. On the third, you double it. And that's enough. This is good for me. So Raja says, "Arey, I am giving you gold. मैं तुमको gold दे रहा हूँ और तुम मेरे से rice मांग रहे हो. Are you a fool?" He said, "No, I am happy. You just give me this and I'll go." So king says, "Bhai, de do isko whatever he requires," and he leaves. After some time, the minister comes running to the king that we have exhausted our stores. So king is surprised. What are you saying? Sir. The king says, the minister says, if I take all the rice from our store and give it to him, I add the stores from our neighboring kingdom also, still it won't be enough. So here's the calculation. First block 1, second block 2, third is 4th. At the end of third row, it is 8.4 million, right? So what will be at the final thing? It is 92 billion metric ton in the 64th block, right? And China today produces only 210 million metric ton, and China is the biggest producer. So we are talking about whole world rice from whole world, right? So why am I telling you this story? The story is of compounding. One word, if you take this from this lecture or this talk, compounding, just remember this, because this is the whole crux of the talk. And as Einstein says, this is a 8th wonder. If you're making a benefit out of it, you invest wisely and compounding will help you. But if you take a loan, obviously it will destroy you. So let's start the financial journey. How many people are invested in stocks presently from y'all? Okay. In mutual funds, in Bitcoin. Bitcoin. I think you should be speaking. I should be sitting here. So there are things to be done and there are things which could have been avoided, right? So 3 things if you want to increase your returns. One is invest a big amount, that is principal amount. The second is invest in a vehicle where you get good returns, that is interest rate, not 6, 7, 8, but something like 10, 12%. And third is the duration. invest for a long time, 10, 20 years, you'll get better. These are some of the examples we have prepared. So there is a formula of 15, 15, 15. If you want to make 1 crore, invest 15,000 rupees per month at, 15,000 per month at 15% rate for 15 years, you will get 1 crore of rupees, right? Clear everybody? Should I repeat it? Clear. So let's start with principal. Agar aap principal double invest karte ho, if you have invested 15,000, if you invest 30,000, how much you will get? If you have invested 30,000, how much you will get? 2 crores, right? Clear everybody? Now let's go to the second factor, rate of returns. You invest 15%, you get 1 crore. If you invest 30%, how much you should get? Any wild guess? 30 is a very ambitious figure, but just for a easier calculation. If you invest 30%, you get 5 crores. Clear everybody? Right. Now let's come to the third variable, duration of investment. Invest 15 years. Now we double the investment, 30 years. Any guess how much you would be making? $10 crores. So 2 crores, 5 crores, 10 crores. The difference only, just doing nothing, you are increasing the duration. That is how powerful the compounding is, right? So how do you compound that? First, you need to save some money. Save money. How much money should you should start early, obviously. Start with 10%. If you are earning, or if your take home income is 1 lakh, you should start investing at least 10,000 rupees initially, then increase to 20, 30%. And then practice this equation. Income minus spending is equal to saving. Or is it income minus saving is equal to spending? Pehle paisa kamao, paisa save karo, and then spend it. Right? It is not exactly. People tend to do exactly opposite. Paisa kharch karne ke baad jo bachta hai, that you are investing. No. Your EMI should be going, should be going in the first week of your income itself, not in the last week. Then we'll compare our two friends. One is a doctor, one is an engineer. We all have engineer friends. They start early in their life. They earn earlier. At the age of 25, if he starts an engineer, and a doctor would start investing at the age of 40. See the difference. So engineer starts at the age of 25, he is investing 5,000 rupees. And a doctor starts at the age of 40 and investing 3 times more. That is 15,000 rupees. What happens at the retirement age of 60? The engineer is taking 3.24 crores, but the doctor is taking 1.49 crores in spite of investing 3 times more. So this is how compounding works. If you are investing a smaller amount, but for a longer duration, you would be making more money. But if you are investing more, but in the later stages of life, rather you will make some less amount of money. So start early. That is the message. Create an emergency fund. And what is emergency fund? We all surgeons have come to know in lockdown, because almost for a year we did not have income. Radiologists, pathologists, and all sort of other branches have made a lot of money with that. That's a different thing. But as a surgeon, we did not have source of income for a very long time. So what is the emergency fund? Emergency fund, aapka ghar ka kharcha is 50,000 rupees. So keep 5 lakhs aside, and that emergency fund has not to be used ever, right? And where do you put that money? You can put that money in short-term deposit, liquid fund. And if you're earning a lot of cash, you can put it below your bed also, right? But keep it, don't spend it, right? Third is get health insurance early. So it is said that you are just an medical emergency away falling below the poverty line in India because of the status of the countries. So get some insurance for yourself or your family. And if your employer is giving, if it is not sufficient, then probably you take a second insurance, cover yourself better. What is super top-up policy? Anybody knows what is super top-up? Yeah, please tell me. Right. Yeah. with the basic insurance might be a little bit expensive if you're taking a big cover. But if you take a regular insurance cover, a health insurance cover, and if you just put a super top up, that is once that your regular insurance, health insurance is exhausted, then the super top up gets activated. If you have a 5 lakh policy, you meet an accident or family meets an accident, 5 lakh gets exhausted, then the super top up will get activated. Otherwise, it will not get activated. Super top up is damn cheap. It is for 1 crore, only 600 rupees. For 1 crore, it is just 600 rupees. Those who take daily alcohol, एक ले लीजिए super top up, because in sooner or later you might require a liver transplant, right? So 600 rupees में 1 crore मिलता है. Not many people know about this, right? Permanent disability cover, everybody should take. This is what we have seen in our lives. One of our budding surgeon, second year student, a surgery student, met with the accident, got his thumb, index finger and middle finger removed in that accident. So imagine without your 3 fingers, what would you do? So there is something called permanent disability. If you lose your vision, what are you supposed to, what will you do as in your profession? So take a permanent disability. These are very cheap policies, not very expensive, right? Then term insurance. Term insurance, usually we are sold is with money back guarantees. Please don't go for that, because in those policies, the insurance cover would be very less. So go for a plain vanilla term insurance and don't try to get some money out of it, right? If you don't have any accident or you don't lose your life, no money, they're not charged, but the family will be getting the money. I want everybody to read this joke, which has appeared in Economic Times 2 days back, right? And this is the gist of EMI, right? Once you take a EMI, you become a slave, right? Whole life goes around that EMI. From 1st to 31st of that month, you are always worried about. Mentally, it is a harassment. You don't want to take that, right? So don't take a loan. The only loan which is allowed is a home loan. And how much home loan would you take? 1 lakh की salary मिलती है तो 70,000 का home loan you cannot take. But you can take, you should be going about 30% of it. So if you are earning 1 lakh, see to it that your EMI does not come more than 30. नहीं तो छोटा घर ले लो, but don't become too ambitious, right? Start investing, create an emergency fund. You have done, you have got the health insurance, you have got emergency emergency fund, and then start allocating your money to investment. अगर आपका target कुछ 2 साल के अंदर का है or 3 years, you put the money in cash or in liquid funds, because you can get your money if you are putting into liquid funds the same day the money is deposited in your bank or maybe next day. If your target is 3 to 5 years, again liquid fund or fixed deposit. But if your target is more than 5 years, kids education, kids marriage, retirement, or an exotic holiday you want to take after 5-6 years, probably you could put your money into equities, that is mutual funds and stocks. What are the others classes of investment? One is equity, other is debt, apna FDs and PPF, then real estate, gold, and Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, I would advise that if you have a portfolio more than 5 crores, then only go for all this, right? If you have that 50 lakh, don't put that first 50 lakh into Bitcoin and rest comes into the other investment. है पैसा आपके पास 5 crores के बाद, you can put all this, do all these exercises afterwards. Be on the safer side. So what are the enemies of your investment? First is inflation. I'll discuss little in detail, but the other things taxation. The most tax friendly is equity, direct equity. If you buy gold, if you buy real estate, the taxations are too high and that eats into your the profits. Third is managing the cost of whatever investment of you have done. You have taken a land, if you have taken a flat, you have taken a shop, then at the time you have to manage those real estate also. The gold also, gold kharida hai to rakhna bhi padega kahin, you have to buy a bank locker and then you're spending money. for managing those investment. So these are not very efficient, nothing like equity. So cost of managing funds, and fourth is yourself, the monkey mind. अगर किसी में रिटर्न कम मिलता है, you jump onto your investment. ये नहीं तो वो नहीं तो वो नहीं तो वो. So then the compounding is disturbed. Become a monk when you invest, right? The investment, if you buy a land, you don't sell it in 6 months, 8 months, or 1 year. You keep it for 15, 20 years, or probably for your next generation. Same is with equity. You should keep your equity. अपने stock खरीदा है, तो you should keep it at least for 5 to 7 years. Let it compound. The results will be fantastic. You don't have to do it in intraday or 1 month or positional. This is my philosophy. I'm not talking about everything. People do all sorts of things, but if you want massive wealth creation, it is by doing nothing. Just buy and keep. So let's talk about inflation. How much is the current inflation in India? Any wild guess? Yeah. So it varies, but 6 to 7% apna jo hai. So this is the purchasing power. Because of inflation, what was 1 lakh in 1990, it is somewhere around 15,000 presently. And what is 1 lakh today, it would be in 2050 about 15,000 rupees. That is what is inflation. So if you put your money in fixed deposit, which gives you 6% returns, because of inflation, आपने जो invest किया था, that is the same amount after a few years you would be getting. Nothing would be added over it. So you buy something which is going to probably give you better returns more than 6%. If you get a return of 8%, minus 6 is 2% return you have got, not the 6% totally. If you invest some in a FD, 6 minus 6 is 0, nothing you get out of it. So with equities, how do you do it? One diversified fund. Diversified is it invests in small cap, mid cap, large cap, or a flexi cap. One broad base, this is the best thing you could do, is low cost index fund. And third is tax saving fund. If you don't understand anything about stocks, just go for plain mutual funds. There's no shame in it that I don't understand about stock market. You would make enough and good amount of money even if you invest in mutual funds, right? And don't compare yourself with some of your friends who are doing very well in FNOs, in other investments where they take a lot of risk. This is quite good. At the end of it, everybody gets 15 to 20%, not more than that. There would extraordinary people like RJ who made money about 22, 23%. The best investor we know, Warren Buffett, the returns are 22%, right? So play your own game and don't go get into the rat race. That is where we destroy our money. And this is where India is standing. Only 3% of Indians are investing in equity. So imagine if we reach at 48 or 40%, what will happen to the stock market? That more people coming into the market, that much investment in the market, that much high would be the return. So don't take tips, do your own study. किसी को भी follow नहीं करना है. Make your own investment policy and follow that thoroughly. Okay. We tend to follow everybody on Instagram, on YouTube, in our WhatsApp group. Don't do that. You want to make money, you have to study yourself or hire a good advisor, reliable advisor, right? One thing is delayed gratification. Thoda paisa aaya and you just run to the store, buy a new iPhone, buy a new Merc, buy a new Audi, new model. Try and delay everything. 1 mahina wait kijiye, 6 months wait. Delayed gratification is the thing when you want to make more money. A Harvard study was done where they gave a group of kids one chocolate. They told them that I'll give you one more right now or 2 after a week. So there were kids who took 2 the same time, and there were kids who took only one chocolate to take the other 2 after a week. They followed that kids over a period of time for years together. And then they found out that kids who did not take more chocolates, they were more stable financially, right? So that ability to stop instant gratification and delay your gratification for next time makes you gives you a habit of saving money. That is what they were trying to tell, right? And don't try to impress people. That is not required. We buy all sort of things to impress people who don't bother about us. right? So don't do that. That is wealth destruction. And finally, there should be a balance. पैसा थोड़ा खर्च करना भी जरूरी है because there is a peer pressure at home, right? This is a mistake which I have also made. So don't invest everything. At times, splurging is okay, but not every time, right? So what is the takeaway message? This is the last slide. Start early, get all the insurance, emergency insurance, emergency fund, health insurance, term insurance. Invest in PPF. The only vehicle where exempt is there. The money you invest is not taxed. The interest you get is not taxed. And the final result, what you will be getting is also not taxed. Only vehicle, which is 7.1% you will be getting. Years together, it will keep on compounding. जिस दिन घर में बच्चा आता है, open a PPF account, and PPF can be opened for each and every member of the family, right? So if you are there 4 members, 5 members, you can open 4-5 accounts. And again, HUF also. If you don't understand anything about stock market, just buy an index fund. You would be more than happy. At 10-15 years, you would make a good amount of money, and that is also risk-free. If you believe in the India story. There's a very big talk in India story. If I keep on talking, we can speak for hours together, because we are at 4th position now. Economy is $1 trillion, $4-5 trillion, right? We are growing. We have just been overtaking France now, and there are only 2 economies in front of us, China and USA. So we are somewhere around 3.5. China is 13 and USA is 24. So this can multiply, and this is the returns what you are going to get in future. In next year, if you are there in the stock market, massive returns you will be getting, right? So believe in India story, invest in stocks.
Please
if you don't
conclude,
understand, yes, this is the last slide. So what happened to the story then? So King was very smart. He said, hey, Ramuji, you can take the grains, I'll give it to you. The only condition is you have to count in front of me. So Ramu was smart. He said, please give me that gold, because my whole life will be over counting this grain. So he took the gold and he went away. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Lotwala, for enlightening us on this very crucial topic.